He never gave up. He continued communicating, connecting with these people until they were able to respond. The investors were able to respond. The stakeholders were able to respond. So this is one critical thing. When even in communication, we are trying, we should never give up. It is in another research shows that if you send 10,000 emails, you may end up getting 5 closed businesses out of 10,000. 1,000 will be prospects, but with that ratio, if you don't give up, particularly in digital marketing, at least you'll be able to harness 5 being your customers and closed business. So managing disruptions, I hope we are together. Let me see, are we together? Let me get some confirmation. Great, let me get some confirmation from you. As we continue, we need to have a discussion. We need to have a discussion here that we can be able to discuss further. Is Mr. Rita, are you in the house? Rita? Mr. John Jenga?
I'm in the house.
Yes, we are together.
Yes, I'm here as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, Rita, yes. Can we hear the reactions from Mwalimu Njenga? Yes, about managing through disruptions. Let's hear you a bit.
One, this is not a normal disruption, most of the current one, but generally it's doing things by being more creative in terms of trying to engage some kind of a contact, as you said earlier on, a sense of care. Number 2 is to limit the extent of loss so that recovery does not take too long to service. The other thing is maintenance of the infrastructure during the disruption period, depend on how deep there is this disruption. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that one reminds me of the issue of particularly the challenges most of the hotels are undergoing. You have a big investment, but as well, that an infrastructure needs to be taken care of. Schools are there are no students. The infrastructure needs to be taken care of. The airports, the airports, the aircrafts, they are there. They need to be maintained, which is very, very important. Rita, anything to share with us this morning?
Absolutely. I think this is a very, very timely discussion, and thank you for organizing it. I liked your comments around the fact that this disruption or COVID-19 might actually not be such a bad thing after all. I think for me and for our organization, it has been an opportunity to learn, to reevaluate, to relook at how we are doing so many things. It has been a very steep learning curve because, of course, majority of us have never been through this, had not prepared for it, but it has turned out to really be a great opportunity to learn and to grow at an individual level, as a leader, and from a business perspective. And one of the key positive outcomes of this situation is that we really have been forced to look at our people and how we manage our people and how we deal with them. We have been forced to go beyond just looking at performance and how they are doing, and to focus on their well-being. And that has meant us recognizing even more particularly how critical of an asset our people are. So I think for me, it really has been a great opportunity.
Thank you so much, Rita, for contributing. And in fact, when you mentioned the word performance and the issue, the organizations have always been looking at performance management, always results, and people being like machines. And now I agree totally with you. That's a great time that now we need to think people. We are becoming more humane with with this pandemic, which has shown we need one another. And when dealing with people, integrating people and strategy, and then valuing our people, we are going to be better and better dealing with future pandemics and endemics. So we will continue, and I'll also be giving some more opportunity to more people discuss as we continue. For now, let's go to our next, looking at how do we invest in workforce development. What is the new reality of workforce development following the current disruptions? People have changed. Markets are different. Market covers a spectrum of different worker types and worker arrangements, from traditional to the current open. Even if you go and look at the generation that, or Generation X, the Generation X, they were the sons and the daughters of the baby boomers, come to Generation Y, come to Generation Z, millennials. Now, there are different ways of working. Maybe there's a time we were not able also to understand that people can work from home, people can work from wherever, people can be able to deliver on key assignments. I think it is an opportunity that the COVID reality has also given us to be able to appreciate, particularly those who are leading in organizations and those who are in particular levels, that people can work from wherever they are. And I think that's how we need also to think, how do we invest in workforce development, even if this person is not yours totally, but because we need one another. So invest in workforce development. Managers successfully persuade employees to stay on and help their company survive disruption by investing to improve their skills. We are not at the time when we look at employees and look how we, the issue of always forcing or patronizing employee relationship. This is the time we need to come together, integrate employees, value them, and invest in them. Let's see how we can invest in our employees. Hello? Yes, we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? Rach, are we okay? Are we okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Njanga, for... So organizations including tech giants at the leading edge of creative disruption invest heavily in strategic workforce planning and learning and development as a means to increase internal mobility. Let's look, for example, what has happened to the tech giants. What has happened to the tech giants and the opportunity of the Zoom, the people in the Zoom world, the WebEx. A lot of change of apps have come to be able to integrate with the COVID reality. So we need to invest in people and not just sit down and start thinking, now we are waiting for the day for the economy to be opened. It was never closed. It was all in your mind. So how should we persuade our employees to be able to improve their relevant skills in our business? So investing in our people is the fastest way to reinvent in our organizations. So there's a challenge where people are leaving their employees to go, leave. It's as if things have come to the end, running to cost-cutting methods. That's not the way. It is a time to start investing in the people and relooking at what are the things that we can do with the situation that we have. Companies facing obsolescence with people trained in a different era are discovering that possible to rapidly retrain current employees while looking at the culture of perpetual learning. Learning is the thing that will keep us beyond all other challenges that we may be facing with various disruptions. Then we look at the fourth strategy that in investing in people we need to look is how shall we adopt a disruption-ready culture. When we invest in people, we also need to start looking, other disruptions will come. In our time, we have COVID-19, but now, going forward, other disruptions will come. In fact, now, part of risk analysis and management, we need to capture disruption as something that can wipe all the gains that we've been having. So adopt a disruption-ready culture. How is our culture aligned to embrace the disruption? So I will also require us to engage and discuss a bit on what culture should we have to be able to embrace disruption. So back to Q&A and chats. Welcome again. Thank you for remaining in the webinar. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Chat and Q&A. Let's have how will we be able to acquire and able disruption. Or we can different emotions. They may be spiritual disruptions among others. So, what culture? How is our culture aligned? So, how is our culture aligned to embrace? So, are we ready to it? Yeah, are we ready to it? Okay. Are you ready? Thank you. Grace Mandela, are you in? Grace Mandela?
Yes, yes, I am.
What would you say about the culture that we need to align to embrace disruptions?
I think one of the things that I would recommend is an agile culture.
Yeah.
One that is not so fixed on the way we have always done things, but one that is ready to adopt
yes.
to the changes that life, the economy, events would throw in our way.
Yes.
And one that has been drilled down and made up a part of our day-to-day way of doing things. So you cannot have a culture that is separate from our day-to-day life. You can't have a culture that we only interact with on occasion, but it has to be something that has become almost like subconscious. So in addition to just making it agile and more adaptable, so we need to look at what is our current culture, where do we want to go, identify the changes we need to make, and in that journey, look at how do we sell it to the employees to make it a part of their DNA. So that it's not sitting somewhere separated from our way of doing business, but it actually forms the fabric of the organization. So if we don't have an agile culture, when changes come, and because we haven't prepared our people to adopt to those changes, we find that the organization takes longer to adopt to the new way or to even change and re-engineer its thought process.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Grace, for your insight, and I think it's helpful for people to appreciate as your input as well about the culture agility and revisiting back and having a discussion. What is our current culture? That's very, very fundamental. Relooking where we are and where we need to go during these times. Thank you very much. Mr. Gidaiga, are you in the house? Mr. Gidaiga, Gideon? Gideon? Is Gideon, are we together, Gideon? Thank you. We have 10 minutes more to be able to conclude. So let's take Helen. Helen, are you getting us clear? Helen, are you getting us clear? Okay. Technology got its own of disruption, but we live with it and align it. So very well, we need to be willing to accept where we do not know and understand and seek solutions from both within and outside. Thank you so much, Rita, that we need to be willing to accept our culture, a ready culture, a culture of integration, that we need to be together, whatever issues come. We've seen and we have learned so much with COVID-19 reality. People rushed to close businesses, even the World Health Organization and the communication globally, stay at home. But little should people thought further, they could have said work from home. It's only few organizations which were able and have had the technology in place that were able to work from home. But majority, particularly SMEs, they were badly affected with that. So if whatever situation we are in, let's be able to be looking how we integrate people and strategy, how we value our employees, how we invest in workforce development, continuous development, continuous training, and adopt an agile culture that we need to know where we are and where we are going. Discuss together as your team, share with them the vision, and relook at the vision that you had before COVID and now, and where we shall all be able to be going to. So with that, we look at how many leaders view investing in the employees, and sometimes they take it not being very important, and taking the HR part of the business, the people who are able to lead, not to be a real ingredient, and that's the biggest suffering of most of people-led culture and organization, particularly from the drivers of strategy, who we believe are the human resource practitioners. So research suggests that leaders will be more effective if they prioritize developing their workforces during ordinary or even prosperous times, rather than waiting for a skill gap to explode. This is where key talents on HR is very important in business. So before business are disrupted, leaders should double down on people development, build resilience, and bolster company through potentially shaking transitions, so that we can have engaged and committed workforce that makes the company great. How does the future of work look like? We shall continue having work. We need to automate our work. We need to have workforce. We need to continuously train our workforce. We need to have workplace which is compliant to the pandemic or endemic that will be then during the times that will be. So I think, thank you so much for all of us attending, and I would request if there's any question. And Njenga, you see you have another meeting. Thank you so much. We appreciate your coming and being with us. Thank you. On chat, is anyone else with a question or something else?
I want to appreciate the session.
Thank you so much.
And it was also good to see the disruption, because it was disruption.
Yes, yes, exactly.
It is also a practical way of handling a disruption.
Yes.
Because it doesn't give a warning. It comes like this time. We were all comfortable. We were doing what we were doing. We had our own plans for 2020.
Yes.
We were very optimistic. Only things changed.
Yes.
And the company should also be planning for such, just in case.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. We connect another time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Njenga, for your participation and the great insights. Mr. Gideon Gedaiga, are you in the house? Grace Kiarie? Madam Grace Kiarie?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
we are investing in people. We are investing in people during this disruption. What's your take today?
Even though I joined a little bit late, but the discussion was quite on point. This is the right time to invest in people, because these are the same people who can be able to support the business during this time of disruption. And the disruption culture, the one that you're talking about, it's not an easy thing to do, because we have a culture of last minute rush. We want to fix things in the last minute, but it's a high time we learn to adopt this culture of learning to adapt to disruptions or managing disruptions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Grace. Gideon, are you back? Or wherever you're listening? Okay, anyone else to sum up? Rita?
Hello. How are you?
Rita? Grace, something to conclude?
Sorry, I was on mute.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. You've given us, of course, a lot for us to think about and to see how at organizational level we are implementing some of these ideas. For me, the key takeout is that we cannot divorce people from implementation of strategy, that it is absolutely critical that we look at this, especially at this time, on how we are investing in developing our people. And it does not need to be in the big thing. Let's take into account also the small little things that keep people motivated and going, whether it's in terms of developing their soft skills, checking on their emotional well-being, investing in making sure that the people who rely on them outside of the workplace are also taken into consideration. I've also heard you say, talk about the importance of us investing in technology and looking at different ways to achieve our strategies as businesses. Of course, those strategies have been disrupted. But that actually for me is a very good thing, because it forces us to pause and relook and see whether our strategies are relevant going forward. And if they are not, how do we change them? Involve our people also in looking at how these strategies are going to change and how they are going to be implemented. Also important, and because I'm a fan of compliance is my thing. How are we making our workspaces compliant for COVID-19 and how we are operating in this environment? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rita. We really appreciate you. Gideon, are you ready to share with us your insights? Then we can get a conclusion as well from Grace. Mandela? Grace Mandela?
Thank you for the opportunity to learn. As we said at the beginning, I was looking forward to this session.
Welcome.
I have personally learned quite a bit. And my takeout is, how do we prepare an organization's culture of these disruptions? We have strategies that would take into account business changes. We have business continuity plans that take into account disruptions, not of this nature, but of some nature. But the culture is one thing that would be the backbone that would help us to achieve those strategies. So how do we relook? How do we refashion? How do we reinvent the culture so that it is ready and it is able to carry us through these waves, the ups and the downs that are likely to face an organization? So thank you so much for this session.
Welcome, Grace. Thank you so much. Our time is good for us to be able to conclude this. And our conclusion is that the 4 key things is integrate people and strategy, show employees they are valued. It's not enough to think they are valued, but you have to show it. It's very, very important. Invest in workforce development continuously and consistently. Have programs for that, and ensure a disruption-ready culture. Whatever disruption that comes, let us be ready to adapt and not fall into the situations that has happened to many of the organizations today. Many of them went to cut employee salary by half. They fired employees. they went to a panic mode, and they will suffer the most. Though it is a learning, they need to re-engage and invest in workforce development, more talents, the current talents that will be able to, for us to continue. So Stan Consulting Group Limited is a strategy and planning, corporate training, research services, customer service, sales and development, market activations, and branding consulting firm. We are also doers. We believe in getting things done. We also do HR consulting and outsourcing services, among others. And our pillar, technology consulting, is now the focus area. And also experiential team building was there. Now we have to look different ways of how shall people do experiential team building with keeping the physical distance, social distancing, among others. So we believe in getting things done, and I appreciate all of you. My name is Dr. Stanley Karanja from Stan Consulting Group Limited. So if there is no more other, let me check if there's anything in the chat so that as we conclude getting things done. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate. We will have our next webinar on Friday. We'll be able to work and be able to see how we shall be able to support one another in this great journey. So once again, I say thank you and thank you and thank you again. Over to you, Rachel.
Thank you. The time is really no doubts. We haven't kindly session. I look forward to this movement of as our goals getting things done, and we always say how so we're happy to work with you and let's see how we can do moving forward with the instruction, but having in the possible
Thank you and thank you and thank you. We appreciate all of you and look forward to getting in touch. Our numbers, contact numbers, Stan Consulting Group Limited. You can be able to get us through the email, and we've gotten one another, and we'll be able to keep in touch with you. We appreciate you and we thank you utmost. Thank you and thank you once more again. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Gideon, and all. Thank you, Tony. Though it looks that you're not now there with us. Thank you, and thank you so much. Looking forward to indulge again and again. God bless. Thank you. This comes to the end of our session, and God bless all of you. Let's keep in touch. Let's build the world, and let's manage disruptions as they come. Thank you. Thank you.